We are live. So, as y'all know, I don't get on lives often. And when I do, I try to bring on a guest with me. But we haven't been able to talk to Rico in a while. A lot of stuff has happened, as we know. Rico is our comic book speculator extraordinaire, on top of all the other stuff that he brings to the table. He just doesn't just bring comics and Blade and you need to go pick up this book. He brings a lot of information and backing from why just the market, and not just comics, precious metals, any type of investment. This is your guy. I'm not gonna tell y'all to bombard him and DM him, but I'm just gonna say this is your guy. This is our guy. This is the official Black Comic Lords guy. So, like I said, a lot of stuff has happened this year with COVID, has really twisted and turned and taken the comic book investment a world by storm. Even last year was like really heavy. People had a lot of time on their hands. People were just getting rid of fat. You know, people get rid of a lot of filler. People get rid of a lot of dope Black books. We saw some E-bonds go for less than $50. We saw some blacksmiths. We saw some big boy books. You were able to secure some of Harlem Youth Report, some of the heavier books in your collection. Like last year was if you wanted to secure some people say secure the bag. You want to secure that comic. Last year was really that year because people were letting stuff go so they can get bills paid. It was a pandemic. People was scared. And there was people out there that we invested on that. But you see a lot of the Marvel movies after DC just dropped their fandom, which I thought was way better than last year. They literally took their movies and picked them up and just slid everybody back in sequence and dropped them down. And it's given us more time to go out and really get these books. And one of the biggest things that was dropped this week, and I know a lot of, for those of you guys who don't know, Rico is a huge Blade fan. But I want to start off by saying this. Why I should get into I want to look into the camera and look at everybody. And Rico doesn't even know I'm going to say this, but I'm going to say this. Blade is not Wesley Snipes. Blade is Blade. Blade is not Wesley Snipes. I know we get caught up in Wesley Snipes. I know he's the face. I know he brought a lot of people into the fandom, but Blade is Blade. Wesley Snipes is an actor. He's a great actor, but Blade is Blade. There's a lot of stuff to Blade that hopefully in Mashallah Ali, we get the chance to see. And they're the representative, but that's not who the character is. And I really want folks to be invested in who he is. So he's supposedly going to be showing up in Moon Knight. Maybe we could talk a little bit about that or just where you're at right now with Blade.
Yeah. Well, let me say this too, though, man. First of all, I agree, man. Not only is Blade more than Wesley Snipes, but we have to recognize what Wesley Snipes did do for the MCU and for Blade. You're talking about a time, man, where not only were we not really seeing any serious superhero from mainstream comics representation on the big screen, but just be honest, Blade was not a character that a lot of people was just, unless you're a serious diehard collector, it just wasn't on people's radar. Even Black Panther, for at one point wasn't on a lot of people's radar. Believe it or not, if you probably asked a lot of people, to name a Black superhero, most probably would have just said Luke Cage, maybe,
So can you say it one more time for those in the back that's eating right now? They ain't listening. They don't hear. They don't understand that.
No, but that's real because he's probably one of the Black comic characters that really kind of penetrated mainstream. But he was a surface level hero as well, right? He wasn't. A lot of people can't relate to, like, as we get more conscious, we start trying to relate more and tap into Africa, right? Into our ancestors and our roots. So as we get more conscious.
And the Black Panther movie helped with that movement.
Bro, that was a movie where you walked in, people coming in, like dressed in lion fur and everything. Like people was immersed into that whole experience, right? It was a beautiful experience. And so that took T'Challa, man, and Black Panther to a whole nother level. No one can argue that. And that's a great thing. With that said, that's what Blade did. That's what Wesley Snipes did for Blade. And we got to recognize that. So I agree with everything you said. I think we got to, look beyond just, what he did. But Blade Wesley Snipes will always be synonymous with Blade. You won't be able to separate the two. You just won't. It's going to be hard, man. And that's just a tribute, man, to what he did for the character, man. So yeah, man. But yeah, it is important that we recognize that, man. But now I'm a huge Blade fan. That's my guy. Blade is a GOAT to me. I'm just gonna be real with you, keep it 100. Then that's
Blade
me.
is, yeah, he is. But you know, he's one of the Black characters that we kind of, you know, when we talk about Black superheroes, it's John Stewart, it's Cyborg, it's Black Panther, obviously Flagship Storm. Those are the ones that when we have a conversation, those are the first ones to get thrown out there. When you get into the darker side, I think we tend to, as Black folks, kind of shy away from the Al Simmons and the Blades of the world to a certain extent, because that's the spooky, creepy area, and it kind of freaks us out. I think Brother Voodoo, like, honestly, I don't have not one single issue. A lot of people don't know this. I don't own not one Brother Voodoo issue because it freaks me out because Voodoo is real. And I don't want that energy in my house. Okay, but I know it's fictional. So Brother Voodoo is fictional, but the Black art, dark magic, that's extremely real. Still being practiced to this day. Yeah. And it's just like, it just does something to me. When you look at Spawn going to hell, and he's supposed to be, I'm a Christian. I'm trying to be a better one. It freaks with my brain. Yeah. I like the character. His stories are very dark. Richard will be one of the main ones to tell you that. His stories are extremely dark. You get over to Blade, and it's like, wow, man, you stick out like a sore thumb. You're able to have the Daywalker ability, but you're also a vampire. You're an anti-vampire. And it's like, and Wesley Snipes, my first introduction to Blade was the cartoons. And then Blade came out. And then I remember being a teenager like, yo, it's not just a vampire movie. He's a superhero. And people look at me like, anyways, but Blade was tight. And I was like, no, but it's mystery to it. But what do you think roles are going to be played in as far as like him with Moon Knight? Are there any books out there? Because I searched and I can't find anything.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of books. Now, let me say something to you too, man, that you say that why I always love Blade so much. You know, you talked about your faith, man. I share the same faith you do. And it reminds me, man, and I believe in Ephesians, man, where it says we don't wrestle against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, and the darkness of this world. Now, check this out: darkness of this world. And one of the things I like about Blade is that Blade, I can relate to him. Blade was a character, man, who really wrestled between the spiritual and the flesh, right? He's a supernatural character, but his flesh is always pulling him in a certain direction. He has a thirst for blood, right? Yet he's always trying to do the right thing. He's trying to suppress. This is what we do as Christians, right? We
Batman-ish, but very Batman-ish, because his mother died at the hands of this violence, and so he's like, and he would literally be in the middle of helping the Avengers, see a vampire fly overhead and be like, "I'll be right back," and he'll go. Yeah, that's his thing.
That's real, man. That's real. And I think also, man, as much as he is a supernatural character, he's also a surface level character. He covers all the bases. He's a person that you can relate to, as Eric Brooks, but he's also a person that you can't relate to because he has these supernatural abilities that many of us can't relate to. But it allows us to see him in a different light. So he's very relatable. But I think the temptations that he goes through daily, he's not accepted. Like he's not good enough for either world, right? He's not good enough, right? Because he is a vampire to be accepted as a human or someone that can add value to humanity, although he's really trying to save humanity, but he's not good enough to be a part of the vampire family because he's not accepted on either side. So, you know, the way Blade is always, even as a kid, I was just like, I can relate to this character. I just love this character. So that's why I've always been in love with him. Huh?
He's got a little bit of he can play both sides. He can be this guy. You know, looking at even the Morbius trailer, and I thought Morbius was going to be like, because I saw Venom #2 with Carnage. I thought it was but it was not but I think that's going to be one that they don't have to reboot because this is the graphics and everything and whatever. But Morbius came out, and there's a comic book associated with Morbius and Blade, and to me it makes obviously Morbius is a Sony product right now. I doubt he'll show up, but there might be a slim chance that they might hint at him, and maybe in the future they can have a team up. I think that'll be dope. The book to look for, I believe, I'm going to pull it up here, Adventure into Fear.
Yeah, number 24, I believe. I think it's Adventure into Fear number 24. I think that's the one.
Yeah, I'm going to go in. I had an opportunity to buy that
that's
book.
That's the first meeting. Yeah, that's an important book. That's the first meeting between Blade and Morbius. It should be. Now I'm gonna tell you another one. So let's talk about first appearances. Now remember we talked about the Dark World, right? Which I think is really, really cool. So let's keep that in mind. Yeah, that's the book right there. That's definitely the book.
That's the book you need to get. What are we looking at as far as price? I saw online that it was like $200-300, but you can get a low mid-grade copy less than $100 easy. I think eBay it. Macari, I will push Macari like, you can always find some deals and some steals on Macari. I can't give away all the other fishing holes, but that's definitely one of them. Macari, eBay is for starters. Every blue moon, Amazon will throw a key up there for like super cheap, but you got to double check it because it might be overseas, and then it gets a little funny. But yeah, what's another book you were talking about?
Marvel Preview number 3. You gotta have that.
Marvel Preview number 3.
It's a large book. It's a large book. This is it. This is how it looks right here. This is you gotta have this book. I don't know if I don't know if you can see my camera.
Oh yeah, that's your book. I'm gonna put it up on the screen.
Yeah. So I'll let you put them up on the screen. Makes it easier. Yeah, that is a very important book. Now the reason why I love that book, that's the first appearance of Afari. Now Afari to me is who I hope that Wesley Snipes comes back and play, because in the comics, Afari was the person that actually mentored, was the father figure in the comic books to Blade when he was a kid. He was a trumpeter, he was a musician, and I think there was one day he thought Afari was being attacked by some vampires, and Blade was a young kid. He went to go help, and he didn't realize Afari was not only a jazz musician, he was a vampire killer himself. Exactly. So that would be the perfect role for Wesley Snipes to come in and be Blade's mentor. Like we get so caught up in Whistler. No, Whistler is not even a part of the original origin of Blade. That came down the road with the movies and stuff.
Here's the thing with that though. They're not even, unless you know something I don't, but they're not even hinting that he's gonna be in this movie.
Who, Wesley?
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like he might be on set. He might, talk to Marshall. I don't think he's gonna, because it's gonna cost a little money to bring him back, but they got money. But this is a Marvel film, not Sony. But this is a Marvel film.
He's gonna bring him in. I pray. I forgot the young lady that's the writer. I pray that, because the one thing that Marvel does, they give the writers. I remember listening to I forget the guy. Who was the guy that wrote for Falcon and Winter Soldier? Malcolm.
Yeah, I know what he's talking about.
So he said something I thought was kind of cool. He said Marvel gives them a lot of liberty. Marvel says, look, just go for it.
After Black Panther, sure.
Yeah, just go for it. And even says that as they're writing, they have access to any characters that they want that Marvel, owns, aside from Sony properties. But they can use any character they want unless that character is in the process of filming another movie. So I'm hoping that the writer, this young lady, really, really looks at what we're all invested in. And you mentioned about Wesley Snipes. We're invested in Wesley Snipes as a character. We all have invested our time and energy into what he brought to the character. It would be, you would have, if he wants this movie to make some serious money and to have and connect the Wesley Snipes fans to the new Blade generation that's coming, you bring in Wesley Snipes as a fart, which is canon.
So I want to dip down into some of the comments because I'm horrible at that. Maybe that's why I don't do some of these lives. So go over to the top. I know Paul said something about England. What do you think about his retcon being from England? I think that's what Paul
Well,
said.
that's not a retcon. That's actually where he's from. In the comics, he's actually he's from England. So the retcon was actually in the movie. He's actually not an American citizen at all.
He's not, yeah.
Yeah, he's not American. Yeah. So yeah, I think they should bring that in. Like that cover you see, that outfit, that's the outfit I want to see.
Bro, if I get that cover, bro,
I want to see that outfit.
I'm sorry, if I get the outfit, bro.
Yeah, man.
That's what the heck, you know, that's all I don't post the new Blade. I post the old school James Brown, old looking man. I like that.
And just modern.
But remember, kind of see, I think they want to, here's the thing, do you want it to be a period piece from the 70s?
Oh, that would be perfect. You got to do it. I would say do it. Even
but
if
is that too much like right? Is that too right for Marvel? Because Marvel gonna take some liberties.
I mean, considering what's going on with this Eternals movie, we're not going to get into that. And what people are saying,
we might get into just a little bit.
Who knows, man? Who knows, man? But no, I would love them to explore the original archetype of this character. You know, where he's from. I think that's beautiful. Look, we're not monolithic. I think it would be a brilliant strategy to show that this is a black man who's from another country. He's not American. He's British. That's fine. Who cares? It shows our diaspora. It shows exactly we love Wakanda, right? We love the fact that we're exploring these other continents. Why not explore these black characters that originally existed from other countries around the globe? That makes that expands our own black universe.
So Marvel Preview presents the Legions of Monsters. You got Blade, you got this one.
Yeah, that one is the art. That's an art play on that. Beautiful art. I own that book. But that's just an art play. Love that cover. Just a beautiful.
It looks a little Cuban on this one. Though.
Yeah. The thing about Blade is even when you look at him in Marvel Preview, you know, in some, especially some of those black and white, the books that's black and white and on the inside, you can tell that he's ethnic, but sometimes because the way they did the hair and different things, you know, it was really kind of hard. They would look during that period, they were just experiment. Every artist kind of had their own
big time experimentation.
Yeah, every artist kind of had their own rendition of the character, but that's a beautiful cover, man. Like that's a cover art play, and people will buy it. I mean, that's an early cover. That's a really early.
I wonder how expensive it is.
I don't know. I'm gonna guess. If you're gonna pull it, I'm gonna guess and say you probably should get that book about $40-50. Maybe in VG fine condition, you should be able to get that about $40-50.
Gotcha.
So now, I'm gonna tell you a book to pull up. So you pull up. Doctor Strange 61. Doctor Strange 61.
Volume 1?
Yes, it should be volume 1. Yeah.
No, I'm trying to run
that's one of the books in my boxes. But I think pull that book up. I'm going to explain why I think this book is important.
Is it 61? It's 44.
It should be 61. I don't know when it pops up if that's the right.
So you know how you go to church and the pastor is talking and they got the guy pulling up the verse on the screen?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, I would lose my job because I'm pretty slow trying to get this information up there. So I don't know why. Oh, here it is, 61.
Yeah, I think that's it. I'll know it when I see it. If that's the right. If not, I'll see if I can pull it up. Let me tell you why. This is a book. I think, and you know, is going to be a very, very important book, and I'll explain why.
All right. Here we go. I got it. Got it in 9/8 here for you.
That's the book. Now you know how meetups are very, very popular now. The first time this is the first time Blade and Doctor Strange met. But it also goes even deeper.
You know how many people just bought this book right now? Because this book is
this is a good book to have. Let me tell you why. What we're seeing is when people. I remember a lot of people was wondering why was Monica Rambeau first real introduction as an adult. We saw her as a kid in Captain Marvel.
Wait, Paul just said it's actually 62.
62?
So Yeah.
No, it should be this book.
It should be this book.
Yeah, I believe they met in this book. No,
I've been talking about.
I'm almost positive. I have to go back and pull, but maybe Paul has it in front. I have to go back into my boxes and pull it. But even if it's a cameo,
you're talking, I'm gonna go look at 61 and 62.
Even if it's a cameo, it still should be this book, even if it was just brief, because I have this book. So I think this is it.
Gotcha. So tell us about this one.
What does it say at the top? Does it say anything about Blade?
Nothing. Say nothing. Let me.
Maybe that'll help us out.
But go ahead. Go on about this book though. I want to.
What does the note say though? It looks like it says Dracula and Blade appearance.
Dracula and Blade appearance.
Yeah, so that's 61. So if it was 62, then that means it would be the second. You see what I'm saying? Because if that's 61, he's saying it's 62, and they're saying Blade appeared in this book, then this has to be because 61 comes before 60. Yeah, so this is definitely the book.
All right, this is 61 here. And y'all gotta excuse the this is the book you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna scroll through.
Yeah, yeah, that's it. That's it.
I don't know who this brother is. My eyes light up every time I see black people. I just know how to find Negro. Okay, here's Blade.
There you go.
Here.
There he is. Yeah, 61. That's it. Yeah, it's not 62.
There it is.
There it is. That's it. So
Paul, I'm gonna need you, Paul, to delete what you just said.
No, bro. Look, man, dude.
I'm messing with Paul.
Yeah, man. Paul, the real deal, man. So that's why I was like, I wanted to make sure, man. But with that said, this is important because they explore the dark hold in this book deeper. They get really deep, and they really get deep into vampires. I don't know if they're gonna really.
I'm tripping,
dude. No, this book explores this book really gets deep into vampires. Now, we all know right now, Doctor Strange is probably going to be the leader of the Avengers for a while. That's what it looks like. It looks like he's going to be leading the Avengers for a while.
If he's not evil, because I'm sorry, the way things have been, I don't want to say he's evil. The one that we saw in Peter Parker, this new Spider-Man No Way Home thing, he's sus, bro. He's super sus.
I just don't see. It's just that with Captain America gone, and Iron Man dead, he's like the OG. And the Hulk still kind of figure out he's going through Professor Hulk, regular Hulk, all this Hulk. He's the OG that I think people go. I mean, think about it. If you look at the way Endgame ended, it was all about his vision, what he was able to see and orchestrate at the very end when he was like, right here we go. And then that's when Iron Man went ahead and snapped his fingers. So I think he's gonna. And so with that said, this makes sense. Because there's a lot of early books that explored the Darkhold. That guess who it included? Monica Rambeau and Scarlet Witch. You see what I'm saying? So it makes sense that they move in this direction. And if they're already talking about bringing Blade into Moon Knight, dude, it seems like they're absolutely hold on, this might be the cover. What book? Number 6? Yeah, there it is.
Paul made mention of this. God, like 6.
There it is, right there. There it is.
And Paul just hit me up. Yes, Paul, I see the messages in the chat, but if I actually click on it and try to respond, it's gonna the audio's gonna mess up.
Let me see if I can pull up some of the messages.
Yeah, I need some help on that because my computer is acting funny, and I'm trying to, get in here.
You good.
Where is So this is the first appearance of Monica Rambeau and Scarlet Witch together in Doctor Strange, I believe. But definitely Monica Rambeau and Scarlet Witch. But this book I think is got priced up.
But look, connect the dots. Look at what's going on. We have Monica Rambeau. We have Scarlet Witch who's about to be who's hitting her mega status level now. If you think about what we saw at the end. And now they're talking about introducing Blade even earlier. So we're going to start exploring the Darkhold. And the Darkhold starts in this run. And I think it starts at 60 or 61. And
it's
Monica,
60 through 62. Paul's saying it's 60 through 62.
60 through 62. Good call, man.
Definitely get all 3. This one might be the most expensive
one. I would say get 60 through 62. Absolutely.
Yeah, 60 through 62.
Absolutely. I think these are good plays. Definitely 61 though, because that's going to be the first meetup with Blade and Dr.
Kamala Khan. So Mike says Kamala Khan will team up. Will be team captain.
I can see that. I can see that eventually. I can see that, especially if they bring in because think about it, I think eventually they're gonna bring in oh man, what's my group, man? I feel back here. What's my group with Kamala, Black Panther, Blue Marvel, Spectrum. Oh man, it took my tongue. Somebody help me out in the chat, man. I can't believe I can't remember.
So about the champions?
No, not the champions. I can't remember. I know probably someone already mentioned it. I can't think of it.
Otis said he's over here taking these notes. I told y'all boys to grab your pen and pad. I mean, this is a this is a whole run that you need to get.
That's a good
Otis
book.
will probably find it in his shot. Otis, I feel like Otis shot looks at these lives and just put a whole stack. Because Otis goes to the shop and he gets it like the next day. He got them all.
Yeah.
Triples and doubles.
Yeah, but no, man, that's gonna be an extremely, extremely important book.
Let's go to 62.
Yeah,
I can. My computer funny. So here is 62.
Mm-hmm.
And
so we know. And remember, we've already seen Blade in 61.
This Blade right there.
Mm-hmm. But remember, we saw him first in 61. So this continues on.
Right.
They're gonna get into we're heading into horror. We're heading into horror.
So there's a book, Legion of Monsters, where it has Morbius and Ghost Rider on a cover. Mm-hmm. Some have speculated that we're going to have a whole movie or show dedicated to like Morbius, Ghost Rider, Swamp Thing, not Swamp Thing, but Man Thing. You can have that book. I can't think of the title. No, it's not Legion of Monsters. Or it could be Legion of Monsters, but it's a certain volume.
You talking about Savage Tales? This one?
Not Savage Tales. No, it's like the first.
Oh, no. It's Legion. I think it is Legion of Monsters.
Let me see if I can pull it up over here.
Yeah, pull that one up, man. Let me see if I can find. I think that is Legion of Monsters. Let me see.
You might have to help. Somebody in the chat might have to help me with that because I don't think. Let me see. I'm gonna go to. I shouldn't use this name, but I'm gonna go to Key Collector and see what
they got the data, man. But I don't mind using them, man, as
because they're working now.
They got a database. I mean, use the database, man. It's just the spec stuff they do that I just don't like, bro. That's the stuff. But the database stuff, man. It's perfect. It's perfect. I mean, he tapped into something, man. So kudos to him.
Yeah, my computer is annoyed that I'm running this live. I got all these programs open.
If I can find out.
Funny.
But get that Savage Tales #1, not only because of Black Brother. I mean, I did a post on that. But
yeah, that book though, the average Joes don't get priced out on that.
It's an expensive book, man. I have two. I have a raw copy that I love to read. And I have this copy here. So I'm fortunate, man, to have, these, I'm really, really fortunate, man, to have this book, man. So, and this is one of those oversized books also. So it's kind of cool. But Black Brother, man, that's probably one of the best stories I've ever read. And that's his first and only appearance. There's no second appearance.
So it's Legions of Monsters, Man Thing, and Werewolf 2. Paul says Ultimates. Derek says
Ultimate. There you go. That's it. My Ultimates, yeah.
Oh, that must be what you're talking about. So Ultimates.
Yeah, earlier I was talking about the Ultimates. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. And we know the Ultimates are coming because they're cosmic.
Yeah, Ultimates are coming. They literally just need Blue Marvel.
And he's showing up in the Marvels. Right. He's gonna show up in the Marvels.
And the only thing is, are they gonna give us which Black Panther are they gonna give us? I mean, I guess it doesn't matter. Sure, it does matter. They need to technically have T'Challa. So I guess we're gonna have to definitely. It won't be next year. But I will say this. Let me share my screen real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody needs to go and stock up on these books. I mean, we talked about that.
That's a good book. Those are good books.
There's not, you need to do the whole series, but you need to get several of these.
Yeah, there's only one person missing now. Think about it. There's only one person that has been confirmed out of that group that we haven't either seen already or has not been confirmed.
Well, I wasn't going to say anything. And this isn't the greatest and the most reliable source in the world. But if you go to Marvel's, you type in casting, There is a black male that has been cast, but he doesn't have a name listed to him. He's been on there for a while, it's no secret. But you have to be careful when you're going looking at stuff like that, because sometimes they just throw stuff in there. I don't even think he's on IMBD.
And it could be Jericho Drum, right? It could be Brother Voodoo.
I can't. Now I want to pull that up. Marvel's.
I can't wait to see his depiction. I can't wait to see what he looks like, man.
Do you have a preference on who you think should depict him?
Hey, look, I would love someone to be of the Haitian descent. I think that would be dope. I think good representation is good. But like I said, like I love the fact that we have Black superheroes that expands across the globe. You know, Blade is not from America. He's from London. We have Brother Voodoo, we have T'Challa, we have and then we have people from the States, and we have people all over the place, man. So I love the fact, man, that we can explore the whole continent. I think that's big. I mean, I think that's really, really big. So I would love it if they bring someone that really ties into that culture. But who knows?
Okay, so what was your thoughts on Shang-Chi? What's your thoughts?
Loved it. So far, my favorite Marvel movie. You know, I'm a Shang-Chi fan. I've told you that. So I loved it. It's probably my favorite Marvel movie that came out this year.
All right. So on this website right here, let me share it. I'm gonna move it over here and I'm gonna share it. On this website, which is TMDB, and I've seen it on other sites too. Let me you see it all the way at the bottom. You have Shamira Anderson. And he doesn't have a role necessarily attached to him. And we know she's going to be a Skrull. He could be what's the other Hulk that's Asian from Korea? Amadeus Cho.
Amadeus Cho, yeah. They've already said. I think they've already casted him, if I'm not mistaken.
They've already casted him. He could be related to Jimmy Woo, but this guy doesn't have anything here, and he's on several different. When it talks about the Marvels, he's on several different casting lists. Does he look Blue Marvel-esque? Yeah, he kind of does. He's young. He's 27. But do you really, really think that they're going to put Blue Marvel in this movie? And then we see Maria.
I think he's going to be in Marvels. I really believe he's going to be in Marvels. And I'm going to be honest with you. Let me take the movie. I think he's going to be in. See, remember this also. Marvel plays chess. Marvel has done this a lot. There's a lot of times they won't put they'll make sure certain characters aren't listed to be put on IMDb until the movie comes out because they don't want any spoilers. Mm-hmm. So they've done that a lot in the past, where you don't see them actually show up on IMDb until the actual movie comes out. So we don't even know. So he looks like somebody that would be a better brother Voodoo, in my opinion. But again,
that's the Blue Marvel in the film Captain Marvel 2, the character whose real name is Adam Brashear. She is powerful anti-matter. I mean, this is all speculative stuff. Bro, I mean, it could be.
That's true. Be spot on. Click on images. Let me see how he really looks like. I mean, look, Marvel we trust, right? In Feige we trust.
Listen, Marvel hasn't necessarily failed me. They might. I mean, I wasn't a fan of Guardians of the Galaxy. None of the Guardians of the Galaxy moved me.
Those grew on me. Yeah, those grew on me eventually. Yeah.
Damn, he's over here in front of a Marvel panel right here. I know what this is about.
Oh wow.
Cast the wine, I don't know. Who knows, man? He's a Canadian actor.
We'll see.
Cheers. If he makes it, cheers. If not, then we keep it moving.
Look, man, I'm gonna say this though. If Blue Marvel gets casted and official news come out,
sell your house. Sell your house because it's over.
If you don't have that book,
you'll never get it.
Me and Flood years ago, we were messaging each other. I said, "This is when that book. You can still get that book for under $100." I said, I'm buying as many. You know how many of those books I got. I said, I'm buying as many of these books as possible. And I said, eventually, I believe this book. What book did I say? I can't remember which one I told for, but I think I said this book is going to cap out like, I don't know if I said UF, I can't remember which book, but this book, and it's already, look, this book is competing with UF4 at 9.8, and he's never showed up at all. Now, you can say the same thing about Miles. Miles has never showed up, but at least he showed up in animation. So we've experienced him in the Sony universe through Marvel, but we haven't seen him at all. This is talking about speculation, a book that's just growing off of pure speculation. This is pure speculation. And when this dude pops, bro, I hope, if you ain't got this book, shame on you, because you had plenty of time. We were talking about this book. We were talking about this book years ago.
I only know, and people don't really show this book as much. Like Flood's got them. Everybody knows Flood. We all know you got a whole dining room table full of them. Richard, I know he's got the full 1 through 5. And I think he's got another number 1, maybe. Paul said he bought them when they first came out.
Good, yeah.
I remember being pissed because I had to pay $80 for it like 4 years ago. Like, oh, it's stupid. I don't want to pay this much money. And something was whispering in my ear, like, hey man, buy the book, son. Buy the book. And then bam, I got it. But I do have to get the rest of the but those books, I've never seen a 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, and even though it's a limited series, be like $100 books like that.
Let me tell you, bro, why this book is so important. Our books that are related to history, right? Matter of fact, I'm gonna pull out some real quick. Let me show you some books. Let me show you.
Oh yeah, hey. So Terrence, so this is when Rico does this. This is your opportunity to take the book paper and flip it over and start a whole new sheet.
No, but look, I want to share something real quick. So I'm gonna just share a few books. Black Laughter, right? Black Laughter #1. Very, very important book. Oh, a second issue never happened. Harlem Youth Report, Youth in the Ghetto. To me, in my opinion, no book as relates to content, as relates to what this book represents, no book can light a candle to this book as it relates to its content.
Not a candle?
As it relates to its content and its mission. There's nothing close.
Oh no, content mission. Now that I'm listening, yeah.
If you understand the history of it, you know how this whole book.
And there was nothing ever. I don't think there was nothing after that was made, given the conditions that was going on at the time.
Right. There's nothing like this. This book, man, I still can't believe I own this book. I still to this day can't believe I own this book. I had the chance, I shared with you, I had a chance to have several conversations with some of the founders of Marcus Books out in California.
And what did I ask you to do? So you gotta get
YouTube, man. But I'm probably gonna do that, man. But this is the thing, man. The amount of information and value that they gave me, I can't put a price tag on.
You cannot.
The history of this book is so ridiculous. Like the FBI would go to comic book stores and confiscate this book. They would literally confiscate this book because they looked at this book as a threat. I thought I saw 2 of these. This is the only one I've seen. Why do I bring this stuff up? Even books like Crown Comics #3, right? With Buddha. A lot of people are gonna have questions with Buddha. That's another conversation. But this is a Black superhero drawn and created by a Black artist. So let me tell you why Adam is so important. Blue Marvel is so important. This might be the first book that we have that is created, that is a Black character created by a Black creator.
I said that, and you know what? Listen. So here's the thing. Stop right there. Granted, Milestone Comics and all they did, for all glory and praise to Hudlin and Cowan and everybody, R.I.P. McDuffie. But for Marvel Comics, this is the first Black character that I understand, and if I'm lying, correct me, that was ever created by a Black man for Marvel.
No, and let me finish so my sound bite don't come out the wrong way. What I'm saying is this might be the very first book that reveals a Black character by a Black creator that might end up hitting Omega level prices.
No, he's done. That's done.
Because let me tell you why. Miles Morales was not created by a black character. The sad part about these books here that I put, this is why I pulled these books up. Even all Negro comics. The reason why I pulled these books up is that these books are so undervalued. This should be a $30,000 book raw. This should be
probably more. Because there's like Dr. Octopus and the Green Goblin.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So books like this, Steve has 2 of these. And the sad part about it, if Steve, who has probably one of the greatest collections I've ever seen, hands down, has one of the greatest. I mean,
one of the greatest.
When I look
it's not the greatest.
When I look at Steve's collection, Willie's collection, historically, that's the key. Yeah. I'm not talking about great modern books, great grades, high. I'm talking about historically books that basically tell a story from the platinum age to now. Like you can see the progress and evolution of our representation, how we depict it. It's hard to find collections like these 2 individuals have. The sad part is they have books in their collection that should be worth 50, 60 grand, but the sad part is they're not. And that's a problem. This book right here, Adam the Legend of Blue Marble, might be the first book by a black character, by a black creator of a black character that might hit that status. Because until books like All Negro Comics, Harlem Youth Report, Black Laughter, Adventures of Black, Ebon, are you kidding me? We're starting to see like what Ebon is doing. We're starting to see what Black Man is doing, but it's still not, these books still aren't getting what they deserve in price. There's no way on earth anything 7, anything of Ebon should be going less than 15, 20 grand. It should be 15 grand or higher if it's a 7.0 or up, period. But we see Spider-Man book. Look, I love Spider-Man, but we even see modern books of modern characters at 9.5s and 9.6, man, hitting 5-figure prices, 5-figure levels, man. This book has the chance to be the only book to do that, man.
Listen, we had an opportunity to this is what I was talking about.
That's the book. Yeah.
I just want to go back to it real quick. This was a spec from a while ago. Could happen because I know he's getting his own series. But we'll come back to that because you're right. This is a giant, and when people just whisper about him, his book goes up a couple $100. People just literally just whisper about him.
Yeah. And think about it though. Why is it? Because of its rarity. The print run was hella low.
It says it's estimated to be around 17,000 copies.
Yeah, that's low, bro. That's low.
And guess what? Number 5, according to Kevin Greavy himself, per our interview right here with the Black Comic Lords, they were going to do a number 6, and number 5's print run is stupid low.
Yeah.
He said that's like the rarest of the rarest out of the whole bunch.
Yeah.
Because we were supposed to do a 6. He said that he was literally working on 6, wow. And they said, "Yo, we're gonna cut it."
Yeah, yeah.
I just wish, for the love of God, that they can call the brother, and they say, "Hey, man, we're gonna put him in the Marvel's movie. We want you to at least be a part of it."
I hope they do. Yeah, I hope they do.
I hope they do him like that, and with all the we want to champion the blacks and da da da. At least give Kevin Greavy on the set, bro. Be in the movie and have some say on what's going on, because they pulled the comic from him, and now it belongs to Marvel, and that's kind of what happens in this industry.
Yeah.
But Kevin Greavy, with this book alone,
granted,
he probably never thought it was going to be this giant, world-stopping book. He's one of the most powerful.
Yeah.
Might be
he's up there.
In the Marvel universe.
Yeah, black or white.
Black man in the Marvel universe. But I want, if the series comes back, it's a moneymaker, just because everybody, honestly, this book is so hot people who ain't really into Black heroes are going to go out and buy the hell out of Volume 2. What would you say out of once you get past the first 5 issues, what's the next best thing when we're talking Blue Marvel?
His rare trading cards, because they're really rare.
What?
We're sleeping on them. We're sleeping on them. Let me share something with y'all.
I gotta pull it up because you swung on me with that one because trading cards. We all remember earlier this year they they blew up for like a month. People was out there grabbing them, flipping them, or whatever. But
they still blowing up, bro. They still.
Let's see if I can find a Blue Marvel trading card.
Yeah, he has one that's really rare. It's what they call a short print with him and Monica Rambeau. Grab that card. I'm telling y'all right now, get that card. I'm gonna tell you right now, get that card. I'm gonna show it to you. Matter of fact, just go to eBay and type in Blue Marvel trading card. Just type that in. I'm gonna show you which one. It's one with him. I think it might even be a patch card with him and Monica Rambeau. If you see that card, grab that card.
This nice Avengers.
That
I
think that had a high print run. No, not that one.
Shoot, still, but since
that's still a great card to have. Don't get me wrong.
Since we're here, this is a whole. Let's see. Yeah, since we're here, somebody's gonna probably buy this today. Definitely go and get this one. It's $1.99 Upper Deck. Even if it had a high print run, I say get it. It's dope.
Well, this is what I would tell you to do. Don't buy unless you just want the card for your collection.
Yeah, if it's for $2, yeah.
I mean, for $2. Find the set and buy the sealed box and don't open it.
Of this.
Right. Buy the sealed cards. Prices are ridiculous. Like sealed boxes go for crazy money. Crazy money. So what I would say is if you can get a good deal on that box set, buy it sealed and don't open it. Just leave it sealed.
Here's another one. I guess that's kind of like the same thing. So just a variant. Let me see. We're gonna go to it.
And let me tell y'all something. Don't sleep on these cards. Miles Morales has a rookie card that sells for crazy. Ironheart has a rookie card that sells for crazy money. Like I have all those cards. So don't sleep on these cards.
I told y'all when we first started this talk, guys, it's not just I know I say it's all about the comics. I know Otis is probably laughing. It is all about the comics, but it's also all about the side stuff too, the cards, the hats, all that. If it's rare, hey.
But let me say this real quick. Let me put y'all on some game real quick. I am a rookie. I am a rookie.
Here it is. Oh, it's gone. Somebody just bought it. Somebody just bought it.
Somebody just bought it. That's the one.
Somebody just bought it. Well, somebody go buy it soon. It's like within the next 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's it. Has a patch. Those are rare. Trust me, man. Those cards are gonna get scooped up. Trust me. We're gonna have this conversation. Probably whenever he shows up, this card gonna probably about $200 card.
Now you need to get this slabbed. Obviously,
it's always good. Look, you want it slabbed in the highest grade possible. You want one in great condition. Like these cards here. Let me show you these cards. These are the 93 milestone cards. These are all in PSA 10 highest grade. There's only one of these graded on the part report in PSA 10 that's in my hand. Same with this one. There's only one of these graded and it's at a PSA 10 and it's in my hand.
Now, a lot of people in our groups have been picking up the milestone set in the box, and your suggestion is to keep them in the box. Now, if I keep everything in the box, is it worth more than a PSA 10? Probably not. It's probably stupid.
No, nothing's going to be worth more than PSA 10, but what happens is people like to have the sealed wax. People like to have it unopened, unbroken. So, because it's the intrigue of what's in there. So it's almost like in sports cards. What happens is you're paying for what you don't know is in there. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you're paying for what you hope is in there. You know what I mean? That's really what you're paying for, what you hope is in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this is now one thing I will say, I know some people like, Hershey, you're an idiot. But no, I used to take cards, and even Marvel would take them and slide them in the sleeves in front of the book. And what that does, it will ruin the cover. So I know some people want to put their, like I have a Black Panther comic, and I literally slid it in there with Black Panther. That way, kind of, you want to kind of keep stuff together, but that would actually ruin the comic because of the inking and then the heat. And then, so don't do that. Keep them. Go buy those little cases if you want to have your cards. If you're going to buy the cards. I don't care if you get them for 25 cents, $1, whatever. Go ahead and at least buy them. If you're not gonna get them slapped, go and buy the sleeves. One of the things that the education we did not get growing up as collectors, not even necessarily as kids, but just older men, is comic book maintenance and taking proper care of your books.
Yeah.
You talk about Mylar, you know, the expensive plastic that you put them in so that they can last longer, because all it takes is that one little on that book for you to get a 9.4 or a 9.2, especially just in the right spot, and you never know who's actually grading the book.
Yeah.
I'm in the process now. I was going to send my newbie off to go and get graded.
This
Yeah,
is
we got a lot of stuff to talk about.
This is another. I think there's only 2 of these graded at a PSA 10. This is give some love to our Egyptian Omega level. This is Apocalypse, and so this card is hard to find in high grade. X-Men cards actually do really well, especially in high grades. So I would say, and I'm not saying there's not any other books, but let me just say this real quick. This is what I was going to say, because I don't want to take too much of your time. I'm a rookie when it comes. Let me give you an example. I'm a rookie when it comes to original art. Otis and Flood are like they're masters. They're masters. They're the OGs of the OA game. you know what I mean? Like they. But let me tell y'all something that's very important. We're now entering the digital space, crypto space, now what they call the metaverse, right? This is important. Big Phil will tell you, I've been talking about NFTs for probably about a year or so. Like, and we're now starting to really start seeing it popping. Matter of fact, even Flood dropped a post one day talking about, hey, y'all, we need to get into NFTs. Think about original art. When you purchase original art, I just purchased the other day, I shared it, my first original art panel, comic book panel, which was the Night Thrasher panel. That was my first one I ever purchased. That's my first one I ever owned. I own some original art, but I remember
you posted that like 2 days ago.
Right. Now think about it. When you own that, that's a one of one. Let that sink in. When you own that original art piece, that is a one of one. Now, people like Willie and other people in the art game, they know exactly what I'm talking about. No one else has that. You can make a copy and give it to somebody. You can take photos and send it to somebody, but that is a one of one. That's like having an original Warhol, an original Basquiat. That is an original. That is an OG. That's a big boy. I think his son is either in that one or the next one.
So I was gonna segue to this later, but I want you to finish your point. We'll talk about this.
But this is what I want to say. If you own original art, you can now mint that original art on the blockchain as an NFT. Let that sink in. We can explore this later. I don't want to, because
you know what? Okay. Let me stop you right here. I know me, and I know there's a lot of people in the game that hear NFT and they hear cryptocurrency and stuff like that. And then it kind of have like that meme where there's all those math and figures going around. They're kind of confused. We need to have a day where we allow you to explain how to get started.
We'll break it down.
What it is, how to get started, what it is, and why you should, maybe why you shouldn't. We need to have the education behind that, because I heard about what Flood did. I heard about what you guys are doing. But to me, it's like, damn, do I need to have money to put up to do this? So like, let's save that small section. Go ahead and finish, but we'll say that.
No. What I want to say is those like Flood and Otis that has been in the original art game and has procured and curated this amazing collection, they are positioning themselves, bro, to have some to be able to kill and crush the NFT space, because they own some original artwork that they can mint, put on the blockchain, and sell as an NFT for crazy money. Crazy money. Now we'll get into that later and break it down even deeper, but just keep that in mind and do the research.
Well, what I want you to be able to do, if you have time, if we're able to be graceful with your presence, what I would like to see you do is come back and give us the education. We might even bring
absolutely. And make it.
I'll do you and Otis. I'll get off and just get on the Zoom and y'all talk about it, because because that's a conversation that
we're getting left, bro. We're getting left behind. And what I'm learning to appreciate, which is why I said I'm a rookie in that space, and I'm learning from what Otis is sharing, Flood is sharing, and other people are sharing. And then even like buying original art from like Willie. Like Willie as an artist is selling amazing, beautiful original art. So what I'm learning in the original art space is that there's value. These are assets because they're one of one. See, what NFT basically means is non-fungible token. Non-fungible means one of one, one of a kind. Bitcoin is fungible. It's not non-fungible because it's like a dollar. A dollar is fungible. There's one. If you got a dollar, I got a dollar. Everybody got a dollar. It's not a one of a kind item. It's not a one of a kind asset. When you talk about NFTs, it's things that are one of a kind, but they represent real life objects like art. It could be real life objects like statues. It could be comics. It could be anything. So that's something we really need to explore because it gives us ownership in these spaces, and it begins to really now turn what we own into valuable assets. They're already valuable assets. Don't get me wrong, but it takes it to a whole nother level. You know me, I see these not only as fun, as a comic book lover, as a collector. That's me first. But I'm also into this because I believe in assets. And that's why I like to buy the rare stuff, the stuff that's hard to find, the stuff that, that is hard, because these become valuable assets down the road, not only because of the historical significance of the characters that it represents, but the rarity because how difficult it is to find.
Speaking of, I remember last year, I don't know how I found it. It just kind of popped up. The original artwork for Spidey Super Stories number 11, the first Spider movie.
I would love
that. It was gone. I posted it up. I want to
Oh,
say it was a couple $100. Yeah, it was probably like $200.
Man, that's a
$200. But I was like, I'll just post it up there. My thing is, if I'm not gonna get it, people say we need to give the information to the community. I'm all about that. Like, I will post a book up that I see is cheap, and I know somebody needs it in their collection, and they probably can't get their hands on it. I'll say, hey man, first come, first serve. Here y'all go. And I remember posting that up. Within 20 minutes, it was gone.
Yeah.
It was gone. And that's another thing, like you owning that, like, and you actually taking it from the artist's table to your dining room table.
Mm-hmm.
That's what makes it so much more.
I follow Kevin Grievous. I follow him on Facebook. Love his posts, man. We gotta get that dude his flowers, man.
We're gonna actually, in Paul's listen, we already said that this fall, he said he was gonna be kind of finishing up his comic book. We're gonna bring Kevin Grievous back, and
that was a great interview y'all did. That was a great interview.
Yeah, it was, and we got a lot more than what we bargained for. I didn't think he was gonna be able to. Not that he wasn't gonna be able to. I didn't think he was gonna give us all those nuggets for free like that. Yeah. I mean, he let it out. I was like, yo, I just gotta sit back like this.
Dude, I've never met him, but how he operates on social media is almost like you're sitting next to him. He's very welcoming. I think that I forgot what post it was. He was talking about something with Blue Marvel. So I posted my you see my Blue Marvel collection. So I just posted it. And everybody was like, yo, because I got 5 sets of Blue Marvel. And so he responded back. He said something to the point, paraphrase. He said, hold on to those books. That's all he told me. He said, hold on to those books. I'm just gonna leave it like that. He said, hold on to those books. But it goes again, man. We consume these books because we love them and we want to support these characters. We want them to create more characters, but we have to not just be consumers. We have to find ways to make sure that not only we're preserving these books, but we're also being producers, and we're also are taking advantage of these books as it relates to asset participation and learning how to make sure that we're seeing some of these books as assets down the road.
All right. So one of the things, speaking of that, Paul asked a question. Rico, what are your recommendations on insurance on comics?
Get insurance.
Especially Paul he can't even walk in his space. He got
definitely get insurance. I know there's one company I was exploring. There's an insurance company. I was able to wrap mine up with my homeowner's insurance. They was able to wrap mine up with theirs.
That's probably you bundle and save too.
Yeah, I was able to do that. I think there's some that won't, but that's how I was able to do mine, and they was cool with it. Now, this is the thing though. Usually though, they want them to be graded. Some insurance companies want them to be graded, depending on the book. For example, if I got some modern book, it just came out this week that just, it's not, they haven't really hit critical mass. How do you really assign value to that? But if you have, this book right here, right? Speaking of Blade book, this is probably my most prized possession Blade book. Really? Blade's the GOAT is Blade Nightstalker. Now, there's only one. Yeah. You're looking at the only one on the CGC,
Hold on, let me go pull this one up. You about to hurt us. So Blade Nightstalker.
Yeah, this is a book, man. It came in DVDs, but it's an actual comic book. It's a comic book. So
they start for Blade 3? No.
Yeah. Blade Trinity, but off the Blade movies, the Blade movie franchise. This is now you can find some of these on eBay and they're going up in price. I think the average price might be about $17, $18, but they're not going to be in good shape. And then some can go as high as maybe like 20, 30, 40 bucks, just depending on the condition. But it's hard to find these books in great condition because these books were in DVDs and they were just thrown all over the place. People were flipping on, reading them, tossing them around. And this is the only 9.8 that is. Matter of fact, this is the only one graded on the census, and it's also the only 9.8.
I found it.
You found it? Yeah. So this book might not be a bad book if you're a collector. I don't, as a collector of Blade, if you want to just build a really dope collection, I would say that's the book. That's the book. So, and it's a good book. It's a great read. I have a bunch of raw copies too.
I know exactly what fishing hole I'm gonna go to.
But no, man, but that's my prized possession, man, because it's the only one on CGC and it's a 9.8. So I'm the only one with this book graded. And right now with a 9.8. So hopefully it stays like that.
Speaking of Ashkins, I'm gonna preach this. Listen, I've been preaching this brother for a minute. This is another.
Yeah, that's a good book.
This is the first appearance of War Machine in his own title as Jim Rhodes.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
And this is the Ashkin. This is before the one where you see him sitting like this or whatever with the little thing. This is the first appearance of Jim Rhodes in his own title. I've got 2 copies of this. Once the rest of the world finds out about this book's gonna explode.
No, you pumped that book. You mentioned that book a long time ago, man. I think people sleeping on that book.
And you can get this for less than $7 to your house overnight.
Yeah.
Okay, it's that cheap. But it's the first bit. Ashcan is Ashcan. And people are now making it comfortable and okay for folks to go after stuff that's not, I don't want to say purist, like slab books that have been keys for 100 years or whatever. But now it's a little bit of everything. It's considered the first time Black Panther had a popsicle, they shoot up, Yeah, so listen, this is another Blue Marble book. Spec-wise, I don't know. A lot of people think that these kids that you see in here are him and Monica Rambeau kids, and they're not. He actually had a wife that was a part of the first run. She died. These are her 2 sons. Dr. Postron and Max Bashir, son of Blue Marble. So we had 2 sons. And he has a daughter. I don't know what her name is. I forgot what her name is. But his son would probably take him out. That's how powerful his son is. A lot of people don't know Blue Marble's son is actually better than him. But they were kind of only seen sparingly. We haven't seen them again. It's a good book to get. You'll get this book in the Mighty Avengers run. Once he gets, but I would say go get a couple of these now, because once he gets greenlit, these books gonna be gone.
Yeah,
everything with space on them gonna be gone. And you
I want to throw a book out that I think is very slept on. No, seriously, it's Marvel Age 99. It's this book right here. No, this is a book that a lot of people see, and I'm gonna explain why. I'm gonna explain why this book I think it's.
You talking about the Black Panther holding like what is that, a pterodactyl? I mean, what is that?
It looks like a pterodactyl. But this the book right here. That book right now. Let me tell you why this book is so important. Not only is it just a really, really crazy sick Black Panther cover, man, but this is also the Infinity Gauntlet preview is in this book. Now, but this is even more important. Let me tell you why this book is more important. This book features Marvel Zombies pre-Robert Kirkman. The reason why I think that's important is because when the whole Marvel Zombie thing came out on What If, everybody was going after those Marvel Zombie books, but actually this is the book that predates all of those books that they were picking up. Now,
wait, stop. Repeat what you just said.
This book, 1990, this 1991.
Right, but you said this what do you say?
This is Marvel Zombies pre-Robert Kirkman, before Robert Kirkman even started writing Marvel Zombies.
Wait, there's Marvel Zombies in here?
This book features, matter of it said, what does it say at the top? Official Marvel Zombie magazine. And on the inside, it features the Marvel Zombies. It's on the front, it's on the top. This is pre-Robert Kirkman.
And nobody's talking about this.
Yeah, and because this is what I'm saying.
Nobody's talking about. I gotta go look at the book now. I gotta open it up and look at it, look inside the book.
And I'm gonna say this, man. I appreciate what a lot of these channels do in the community, but they're also doing a disservice sometimes because they're giving too much credit for stuff that is not necessarily all accurate. You know what I mean? And I think it's important to make sure. And so what happens is once they say something, it becomes, all right, this is the book. But there's book, and you know this, you found books that predate stuff that we thought was the first or the original. You're like, what about this? So we're always finding new information. And so this is pre-Robert Kirkman. Pre-Robert Kirkman, before Robert Kirkman's Marvel Zombie. Yep, that's the book. That's the book. So this is a really good book, man, to have. So I'm just throwing that out, man. It's not a spec book. I think it's a great collector's book to have.
The reason why it probably is not getting the noise is because it's a Marvel Age book.
I think so.
And people look kind of sideways at Marvel Age stuff.
Yeah.
This is probably a Deathlock preview too. This is the Black Deathlock too.
Yeah, that's the Black Deathlock.
Yeah, it looks like a preview of Deathlock.
Yeah. This book, bro, this book does a lot. This book has a lot of firsts in there. Yeah, that's the Infinity Gauntlet. Now, that's the Infinity Gauntlet preview. Listen, that's the Infinity Gauntlet preview. Now, that's a fact.
Yeah, nobody's arguing. Nobody can ever argue that. That's everybody said that.
So this book here, man, checks so many crazy boxes. It's just a great book for collectors, man. That's all. I just think it's a great book for collectors, man. But I agree with you. This is a book that people might look down and say, but technically it's not, blah, 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 blah.
Where's the Marvel Zombies though? Where's that at?
Hold on.
I went through this because like it said it on the said it on the title.
Yeah, scroll down.
I'm scrolling back up, but I already scrolled all the way down.
Yeah, scroll back up. Yes, for a minute. Yeah, scroll back up.
I mean, this motherfucker here look crazy.
Yeah, Goblin. Hold on. Is it in here? Keep scrolling, man.
I'd have to go to fandom, and then if they say make mention of something.
This might be it right here. Yeah, there it is.
These are zombies.
Hold on, let me read.
Yeah, she's like a beast. He look like this is death. So I mean, if it's
that's
gonna
death
be
right there, but I mean the people at the top.
This is the preview. I mean, we crashed through like in the movie, but except surfing that dog.
That was dope right there. Yeah, I like how they did that too. That was pretty dope.
Okay, so apparently
it might have been on that might be the panel.
I have to go through and read it. It could be here too.
Right here. It could be in there too. Yeah.
I we've been hearing speculation about the World War Hulk stuff, but then apparently now on comic book speculation and investing website, they said a 50-year-old kid posted that up and it went viral, and everybody thinks that it's got some validity. Do you think though Marvel is trying to do a World War Hulk?
I don't think so. I remember when you mentioned it to me. Remember I told you, I said I think at best, if they're thinking about it, they want to just kind of get some feedback and just kind of fill out, what the community is saying. Because
I don't want to rehash an old story of Hulk being on Sakaar and
I mean, what are you gonna do with World War Hulk? what he's gonna do? Destroy the world, and then there's no more Marvel movies after? Like literally, World War Hulk.
But the only thing you can do, here's how I would pivot it. You could try to do something to where, because Jennifer Walters with She-Hulk is coming out. I hope that's a slam, but it's supposed to be a comedy. Okay, but Disney Plus hasn't failed us. Even Loki, I'm like,
but she was one of the originals of breaking the fourth wall. So I understand why they're doing that. Yeah.
So here's the deal. I hope she's funny though. But here's the deal. So Hope is right now Professor Hope. They skipped over a lot of different different versions of the Hulk. If he has the battle with another self, or he finds out that, because here's the thing, they did act like they was trying to bring him back home in Age of Ultron, and then he just kind of took off to another planet, but maybe they could somehow retcon it and say that they actually shipped him off, because think about it. He was snapping and going off and destroyed that city in Africa. Maybe the Avengers did send him off and it played dumb, because Steve even held secrets from Iron Man that he killed his mom. In this universe, maybe the time that we saw Hulk going back to Sakaar, it was really, really the Avengers sending him off because he's acting crazy. And then maybe here on Earth, he finds that out, he snaps, and then this primal Hulk comes off and he tries to go after all the Avengers. That would literally be the only way you could do it. Or somebody's playing with time, or a different version, or a what if is in the mix. But that would be the easiest way to do it. Play it on it as though they pretended like, oh, Hulk, where are you? We missed you. And then they really set that plane to autopilot and set them off.
The only problem with that though, man, is you can't stop World War Hulk. Like World War Hulk could literally destroy the entire planet and just start floating in the hemisphere because there's nothing else to destroy. Like this thing, I'm like, who is more powerful than the Hulk? Let's just be real. Hulk at his most omega level.
Hold on, brother. Ask me that question again. Ask me that.
Who's
more powerful than World War Hulk?
Yes.
Sentry met him in the hole. Sentry met him in the hole. Sentry got knocked out, or he had to be helped off the ground. Same thing he happened to Blue Marvel, but he stopped him.
I had to read that.
And listen, we don't like the way it stopped him. We don't like how that story went down, but did he stop him? The answer to that question is yes. So do you bring, so I always have this little issue.
Do you think Sentry coming?
Here's the thing. Do you bring that white boy in before you bring Blue Marvel in? It's a lot.
Or
do you bring, but if you bring one in, you definitely got to bring the other. They bring Blue Marvel in.
Oh, you can't have Sentry without Blue Marvel. We can't have Blue Marvel without Sentry.
Oh, no.
Once one shows up, the other one's coming.
Well, one will show up for some time. Like Sentry, I can see Sentry showing up first. And because he had a lot more influence in the early 2000s than Blue Marvel did. That's just what it is. Blue Marvel kind of showed
all day,
all day. And he was around a lot of the runs. He's gonna have to show up. If Hulk goes off, he's gonna have to show up. But you don't need Black Panther, because Black Panther walked out on him and was like, yo, I'm not doing this, y'all need to chill out on this. Y'all crazy.
Yeah.
But you know what? They should have did a what if Black Panther would have voted yes, and World War Hulk coming to Wakanda. That would have been dope. That would have been dope.
Yeah.
Black Panther
I need to read that. I never read that with the Battle of Sentry and World War.
They went strike for strike, but Hulk gave him that business. Like Sentry literally took way more damage than he did from Blue Marvel. He was able to sucker punch Blue Marvel and knock him out. But with Hulk, he had to stand there and take a beating or whatever. So I mean, I know a lot of people aren't going to like, the whole Hulk thing and if he's coming back. But hey, this is Marvel. Listen, Marvel is bigger than Black characters. Marvel, they do some stuff for us, but they got a whole freaking other universe out there. We are the ones, people in these groups, Blurcore, Buy Sell Trade, Black Combo, we the folks that's holding this stuff up, bro. Yeah. Like literally, we're the string that's holding all this stuff together. There's other folks out there that's collecting, but we the ones that's pushing.
I want to answer Paul's question a little bit further too when he asked about insurance. Also, Paul, there are some insurance companies that if they do protect your books. Now, I know there are companies that just deal with that specialize in like alternative investments, like coins and cars and comics. You can always go that route. But there are some that will tell you that they will only insure it if you keep it, I know it sounds weird, in a safe deposit box. So make sure you do the research and find out when you're researching insurance companies to secure your assets. Make sure you understand all the fine print, because there's some that'll tell you they'll do it, but you have to keep them in a safe deposit box. If not, which is kind of weird, but I guess they're just trying to cover themselves.
They're trying to cover themselves.
So just keep that in mind. Just keep that in mind also.
My books are not insured. I'm gonna have to get them insured. I'm gonna have to get them insured.
Get them insured, man. Look, dude, is every book valuable from a monetary standpoint? No. Is every sports card valuable no? But there's some books, if you got the right ones, bro, this generational, man. I can see somebody
busting, getting your stuff, and then having to pick up the phone. Hey man, what's this word? you got so much heat, man. They would literally have to say, listen, I'll let you have some of this back, but I didn't know how much. I didn't know what this is. This looks crazy. Yeah, just bring it back on my stuff.
Yeah, my stuff's all over. I have stuff in safe deposit boxes. I have stuff in different locations. I have a few things home here, but
yeah.
One last book though. I think everybody knows this book. You got to get Blade, and everybody knows this book is not a secret, but you got to have it. You got to have it first.
Oh yeah, yes sir. I got one copy of that. Yes sir. It's first his own title.
If you don't have it, this book is spiking now, man. The price of this book is going up like crazy, man. But yeah, this is and what I would also recommend is
don't show too much Dracula 10, man. That's gonna make everybody log off. We ain't got that money. We ain't got the money on us right now.
What you say?
Don't show too much Dracula 10. We ain't got it. We ain't got it.
You mean no? I have 3 of these. I have one I show Flood. It's not great. I think that's probably gonna come back like an 8, at least an 8, if not high. Oh, it's crispy. It's very crispy, man. So I wish I owned more of these, man. I'm mad that only have.
Listen, before we get out of here, I want to tell you guys we got something that's huge, like the biggest thing that in my adult life, other than having my kids, getting married, buying a car, having my own personal life, but just in a hobby, from a hobby standpoint, this is the biggest thing I ever did. Biggest thing we've ever did. Black Comic Lord's biggest event of the freaking year is tomorrow at 9 p.m. sharp. We do lives on Friday night. Make sure you are here. We are going to have the folks from Black Cotton. It ain't just going to be no interview. We're going to talk about, no, we're going to do that. We're going to have some other special guests, which I am not in position to name, but these people you haven't seen, either you haven't seen in a while, or you're going to be surprised when you see them. We also, Black Cotton guys have a limited variant, 250 copies, okay, of this book. There is going to be some giveaways, but you got to make sure you like us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube, and just put in there Black Cotton. You got to make sure you're doing that. If you don't do it, you can't enter. If you can't enter, you can't win the book, and then you ain't gonna be able to see the book. I wish I had a book. It's limited, man. I might not be able to get a book. I don't know, but I'll just say this: home fries. Make sure you hear. Like, tell your wife, tell your lady, tell your side chick, tell your kids. They can come on it too, but if not, you need to set aside yourself from 9 to 10. You ain't doing nothing. It's the TGIF is back. Thank God it's Friday. All right. So Friday night, you want to be here or be square, because we got a fire show for you guys. You don't want to miss this one. I don't say that often. I might hype up and FOMO some books here and there, but I don't hype up no shows. I hype up this show. I'm gonna put my Father Time hat on and say you might want to be here at 9 p.m. because if you don't, you're gonna be the guy on Saturday that's like, yeah, man. So how can I? I'm like, yo, bro, you slept on it.
Yeah.
So make sure you are here at 9 p.m. Same Black Comic Lord time, same Black Comic Lord channel. Rico, I appreciate you coming on us, man. Anytime we able to put you on film, man, on video and document this stuff.
Oh, one more. Get this book. Speaking of Blade, this is the only modern Blade book I don't have in a 9.8, so I'm kind of pissed. But this is Blade Sins of the Father. There's only 2,000 of these books that were printed.
Ooh, on Blade Sins.
Yeah, they only printed 2,000 of those books. If Wesley Snipes shows up in that movie, this book's gonna go crazy. It's already in a 9.8. It's crazy high. I think it's probably like $500 book in a 9.8.
Whoa, It Takes to Kill.
It should be Blade Sins of the Father #1. It was a one shot. It was
1998.
Yeah, 98. They gave it away at the theaters. Yeah, so they only printed 2,000, and it's a hard 9.8. I don't know how many. I'm only seeing maybe. I think there's somebody in one of the groups that got a 9. No, not that. I think no, not that. Well, I think that's it. But this is the theater edition. That's it. But you want this one. You want the theater edition.
I can't really make out what you got there. Is it one of these? Is it this one?
That's it right there. Yep, that's the one.
Okay. Well, this is another.
It's called the theater edition. They only printed 2,000 of those.
Oh my God! I knew he had so we've seen this cover before, but not with that background. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh,
That book sells for a lot of 9.8, man. I think it's about $400 or $500 book.
$44? Well, this don't even look like a good grade.
Yeah.
Yeah, this don't even look like a good grade. But
Yeah. So I think the cheapest you're gonna find that book is around that price. It's like a $40 to $50 book in that range. That's the cheapest.
Well, guys, we hope you brought your pen and pad. Rico gave y'all the dope spills. He done gave you the stuff. Y'all gotta go out and get the stuff, man. I'm gonna go find out who bought that card, because if y'all ain't bought that card within an hour, I think I'm gonna buy the one. I think I'm gonna buy that $2 one for sure. But then I'm gonna buy the other one behind him. But this is dope. It's just dope.
Get the rare cards. Get the rare cards. And one last thing, don't sleep on one-of-one black cards that have the sketch cards. They have
those are hot. Those are dope.
Those are very hot. I have the one-of-ones of like Luke Cage, Shuri. I have some of man, I wish I had some around me. But don't sleep on those. They were made by Upper Deck. The one-of-one sketch cards. So get those, because there's only one, and they have the artist signed, and they have a drawn sketch of Blade or Moon Girl or Black. So you just get those, get all of those, get all the black characters.
Gotcha, man. Well, if all hearts and minds are clear, we're gonna go ahead and do our benediction. Y'all bow your head and close your eyes, man. We can get up out of here. We can get up out of here, man. Because we got the word. Did you get the word today?
Man, this was fun, man. I enjoyed it. This was fun, bro.
Did you get the word today?
And shout out to Black Cotton, man. Dope book. Dope. I love the interview y'all did with those with the creators, man. I haven't started. I've only read the first one, but I have them. But dope book. I love what these guys are doing, man. It's always good to see us. We gotta support these black comic creators, man.
Yep. Okay, up, man. Well,
all right, man.
I will see you.
All right, take it easy, man. Talk to you later.
Yep. Well, we out. Make sure y'all here tomorrow, man. Don't sleep on it. I know y'all like, man, it hurts hyping, so I ain't got time for it. Listen, be here, be square, man. That's all I'm gonna say. And if I'm able to get a copy of this book, I'm gonna have it. I'm gonna show it off. I'm gonna be like, yo, where y'all at? All right.